path that I've been on has never been linear. It's never been a straight line. It's been a parabola, to say the least. There have been peaks, there's been lows, there have been unexpected turns, but it was only when I got to high school that I realized that the path that I was going to take was going to be very different from my peers. From the moment that I stepped into high school, I realized that I was different, not because of the color of my hair, not because of the school I was coming from, but because that before I had gone to high school, I'd moved many times, I'd changed schools many times. I didn't have a social group that I was attached to. I didn't have a neighborhood that I was attached to. And all of a sudden I was surrounded by people who had those attachments to their community and to their upbringing and to their home. But I didn't have those things. And from the second I got there, just knowing that I had that background of instability, it drew a line between myself and my peers that they didn't see, but I could feel every day. There were times when I started and I had to move suddenly, and I couldn't reach out to anybody there. I didn't want to talk to my friends about it because they couldn't relate. I didn't want to dabble in substances because I knew that the most important thing for me at that time was to get out. It was then that I knew more than ever that if I could complete my education, if I could finish with high marks, if I could just stay focused for 4 years, then I would have all the options in front of me. And that was the first thing I realized when I started high school. And it carried me throughout because during that time, 4 years goes by very fast. It was difficult to explain those experiences because when you tell someone, no, you can't come over, and they wonder why are you always at their house and they can't come to your house, it's because I was living in a shelter. I couldn't have people over. I had a lot of restrictions, and they didn't understand that. They just couldn't relate to that experience. So when I had to say, no, I don't want to try that, no, I don't want to go there, it made a huge divide between myself and my friends, and I realized that I couldn't maintain those relationships because they lacked the empathy. They couldn't support me the way that I needed at that time. So instead of dwelling on that feeling, I instead decided that it's up to me. No one else can do this for me, only I can do this for me. But I was very fortunate that I had help from outside resources, that I was able to get a scholarship when I was 14, that I was able to get a second scholarship when I was 16, that I had one teacher in high school who knew what was going on in my life, who I felt very comfortable with, who helped me get a bursary for university. And with all of that money, I was able to leave my situation and move into residence and be on my own and make choices that would be healthy for me and not have to answer to anyone else's social protocol or what I should be doing right now. It was up to me to make those choices. And the fact that I started high school not knowing anybody, that I was coming from an unstable background, that I finished high school not even living at home. I had moved in with a friend because my circumstances had gotten so bad. I finished high school with a sprained ankle. I graduated with that, and I graduated with 6 awards. No one else did that, and they didn't know anything about me, but the teachers did, and they saw that I worked hard. They didn't have to know my story to see that I worked hard. And when you're trying to emerge out of a bad situation, you need to show people your best side. And the best side is a good attitude that says, I can do better, I'm bigger than this, and my future is in my hands. No one else has the key to that.